All right. So I'm just going to do home, about us, contact us, and donate. I'll use donate. So because of our time. So I will just align all of these jargons here. I'll align all of these jargons here. This, auto layout. So now they are in auto layout. I'm going to do this. They are aligned. Then we need another button. We need button. This one is primary, right? Then remove the left and right icon. What is there? We have donate and join us. So we are going to use this one will be donate, but it is an outline button. So we are going to change this to outline, not button large, outline. Yeah, this one, outline, donate. So then the other one is join us, which is not outline. Join us. I'm just going to change it to primary. Now you see how it is very, very easy for me to do all of this because we've created component sets of all of these jargons. All right. So any problem up to this stage? How I come about all of these ones? Any problem so far?
No problem.
All right.
No
So
problem.
okay, thank you. So I'm not going to be doing this. I will select these two and add them to auto layout, and also select this, then select the three of them and add to auto layout. All right, which is just fine. Org. Come in. Fill is correct. Fill. Let me just org. Then fill, and fill. I'm coming. I want to check something. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to, I will do this. For this, I will just Control Z. For this, I'm going to set it to auto. So it's going to be at the edge. So now I'm going, this is now our contents. Let me
Sorry, can
answer
I ask
this.
something? Can I ask something?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So like the way it is now, I see that maybe you are trying to get it to reach both ends of like the website, what's it called? The frame of the website. Can we, as it is now, can we also still add auto layout and just put like what's it called? Like left and right
Definitely, that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, this is the
okay.
content. So I'm just going to rename this one as content, Then I will add another auto layout to this one too. Then give it a top and bottom margin of 30. If it's not too
Okay.
much. Then this one is 96. This one is
Yeah.
96.
So now be like a container.
Yep. So this is it now. So I'm now going to, if you look at this, a background image. So I'm just going to add background to this one. I think it's our primary color. Oh, sorry, fill. I'm just going to add fill of our primary color. Then that means all our sets, all our this thing will change. So I can now select this container. Then everything I've used as primary color, I'm going to change it to white. So this one too is black. This one now is black because of the text is not visible. This text, I will change this one to main body text, which is black. Any problem? Any magic?
No magic yet.
Any other person, please, aside from Nelson? Is it quite understandable?
Yes, it is.
All right. So now I see that this navigation bar is too big. So I'm just going to reduce it from 30 to 15. So and if you can see, I was trying to now this one I'm going to set the constraint to the left and right and top. Yeah. So let me see something. I was trying to get a particular setting the other time. Let me take this one to all contents. I was trying to get a particular settings the other time, and I'm not sure I've gotten it yet. Field container. Okay, I think I have then. All right. So now, talking about responsiveness now, it's now your auto layout that help you solve that. So what this does actually, because this is I will only be focusing on this navbar tonight, and that's why I'm taking time to explain all of this. So what this does is it makes, if I want to design now for tablets, I don't need to to start designing from scratch. I will just adjust this one to my desired size, and probably change from this 96 padding, because it is now tablet, is going to be lesser than 96. Probably it's going to be something like 50, or let's say 60. It's going to be something like 60. So it's very, very easy for me to design for tablet, because I've designed this actual frame to be responsive, even though it is not like 100% responsiveness, because there are some, even though you do that, there are still some little adjustments you do. So that's why I said after class, it is very, very ideal of you to master auto layout. Right now, we are done with the navigation bar. I can just come here and name this as nav bar. Nav bar. Then we are done with navigation bar. So like I said, master auto layout very well, please. It's going to be very easy. It make life easier for you when you are designing for different screen size. For example, if you take a look at, this particular design, not this one, this particular design, I did this today. If I copy this section, let me say I copy this section, and I want to design for this thing. Oh, you guys can see it very well here. And I want to design for mobile. Let's say I want to design for mobile. So it will be very, very easy for me to just do this, just do my frame like this, and automatically this thing is going to should I say, I'm coming. Let me put background here so you can see. Now it's just going to straighten up like a mobile. That's because I've actually used auto layout, and I've set all my auto layout settings is quite correct. Same thing for something for this one too. Is going to actually adapt. That's what responsiveness actually does. So it's going to make, now if I want to do mobile, I will just duplicate this one, copy this one, carry my frame, carry Android large, phone, Android large, then I can increase it to whatsoever length. Then I'll paste my design inside. This is the design for mobile. So I'll just do this. So if I do this, it will be quite easy for me to work with. I'll just come here, reduce each of these ones too. If I reduce this too, it's going to like reduce and adapt to whatsoever design I'm making it to adapt to. So it's making work easy for me than having to come and design one after the other again for mobile and doing it manually. Do you guys get? Then this one, because this is mobile, I'll just reduce the size of this one to something like 24. So, and that's just that. This one too, I can also reduce it. It's going to adapt. So that's all these ones is not magic, it's just auto layout. So you get, it's just auto layout. So learn auto layout, please learn it. It's going to be very, very, it will come in handy in your designing. Yeah, so this is all for the navigation bar. So for the Miss Emike is going to take it further from here, please. Miss Emike, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. So I think I should take over sharing screen, right?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Sorry, before she continue, any problem so far? Is everything I've said since morning quite understandable? No response.
Yes,
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 it
it
is.
is.
It's pretty clear.
All
Okay,
right.
can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
You can see your screen.
Okay, so like Opera has already said, we are going to be replicating this design. So the first thing is we're going to, when you're designing a landing page, so as much as we're replicating it, I want you to like be aware of certain things. You have to determine the type of design style you want. Do you want something, do you want your hero section to be left aligned? Do you want it to be centralized? You have to, before you really put in effort into your design, you have to determine all these things. So what I will typically do if I was designing from scratch, if I wasn't copying a design, I would go through different ideas, probably have like a mood board, check designs I like, maybe check like competitors. So we are designing for product hubs. So maybe I'll check like other products similar to product hub, see what their designs are like, pick ideas from each of them before I actually proceed to like putting a lot of effort into the design. And even when I start that, it's an iterative process. So you could start designing and you're not really feeling what you're doing. You change it. So give yourself freedom to experiment. Don't be so rigid with what you're designing. For example, we use this approach of having maybe buttons by the side and then having the links centralized. Nothing stops you from maybe having your links beside your buttons, for example. There are no rules to these things. Just play around with your ideas, see what looks best and what you like best, because you also have to have like creative judgments too. So as a designer, you should also, I'm just clearing that up so you don't think you have to do everything exactly how we are doing it. Okay, so if I was to start, the first thing I'll determine is, okay, let's assume I'm starting off from the point where I've decided I'm going to have a hero section with an image and text. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to share my screen into the grid portion I feel should be for the image, and that part that should be for my text and my call to actions. So just for some guidance, I will just like maybe use a rectangle to demarcate. From our design, we can see that the image isn't exactly in half of the space. So using our grid now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 columns. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, but I can, the image is obviously going to be smaller. So maybe I will use like 4 columns for my image. So we can just leave this as a placeholder. So we know, okay, this space is for our image. And then now I'm going to go to my text. So we have text styles, right? So typically you use like very bold text for your, sorry, so ignite your passion at Product Hub Africa.
Sorry, can you guys still see our screen or it's frozen on my hand only?
I can see the
I
screen, but
can
there's
see the
no
screen,
sound.
but there's no movement right now.
There's no sound. There's no movement.
Okay, I think our network. Miki, are you there? Oh, I said so. Probably our network went off. All right, let's give her few minutes or few seconds rather. So any question so far? I believe none. Anybody with any question? Right. I know you ask questions, which I like. So any question? Brad Bright.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Any question? Or is everything is quite understandable?
Yes, it is. But the question I have is not actually, I wanted to ask you before now that the Saturday's class, you said you were going to drop the link for us to Figma so that
Yes, now. I said it at the beginning of this class too. I have done that already. It's in the channel. It's in the class channel.
okay. I didn't get to notice it, so maybe I have to scroll up or something to check.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sir. So any other design question related? She's joining back now. So any other design question related? Rosemary, is Rosemary on this call? It's been a while. I heard her voice. Let me see. Let me check.
Yes,
Hi,
I'm on this
sorry,
call.
I'm back. My Wi-Fi went off.
I'm on this
and
call.
Okay. It's nice
Good
to hear your
evening.
voice. Good evening. All right, Miss Emike is back.
my Wi-Fi went off, so I didn't even know. So I'll reshare my screen now. So I was saying, remember that the fonts, the font styles we saved were primarily for like mobile design. So I can already see that this our H1 style won't work for desktop design because we're designing for desktop. So what will I do? I unlinked it and now I'll play around with like font sizes I think would ideally work. Now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking 60. So 60 looks to be, let's bring this down to 48. Okay. And I think we can still reduce it. Let's do 40. Or let's do 48 actually. So now what we will do is we would apply auto layout to this, or we'll make it a frame so that we can constrain the amount of text per line. So I'll just do this with Shift A, and then I'll fix the width to the length I want. So using our grid now, I would remove the padding, of course. Using our grid, we want some space between our image and the text. So let's keep 2 grids for space. So we can just shrink this to this. Yes. And then for the text, we will now change the settings to fill container. So do you understand how I did this?
Yes.
Okay. So we would also align this to the beginning of our grid. So that's 96. We keep it at 96. There are other ways to do it, but we've not worked on the image section. So that's why I'm just manually doing this. By the time we create this other section, we'll probably merge them as one frame and then constrain it to the length of our active grid area, the width of our active grid area. So we have this. At this point, I don't focus so much on the styling because I'm just trying to get the main structure. So that's why I'm not thinking about colors now and all of that right now. So after we've done that, the next thing is we would our subtext, we'll work on our subtext. So for this, I would use our text style, of course. So now I can use body text. So drawing our thriving community.
All right, Emiki, I think
Yeah.
I think we have to change our mind because of our time. So I've actually bring the actual design very close to this image, so you can just copy text from it. So
Ah,
to just save time.
okay, let me even see the font size. Okay, so 64. Okay. Change this to 64. Probably increase this. Yeah. Papa is tired.
No, not
Sorry,
tired, but
the
time.
font,
Sorry?
yeah, I was
Nelson,
asking the font you guys are using now, it's not like it's not free, right? Or it's not part of the Figma this thing, because I don't think I've seen Gotham there before. Let me
No,
check.
it's not free. I don't even have it. That's a
Yeah,
problem for me. I'm trying to copy the text, but I don't
okay,
have it.
that's why it's showing the A question mark.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
don't.
exactly. Let me change that. Let me change that.
Don't worry, I was able to copy it still.
Okay.
It will
What's
still
that?
copy, it will just show that question.
Yeah, I wanted to say 20 because for desktop 14 is too small. Regular. So per our color guide, I'll use this as body, change this to body text color. This is 612. I will also make this 612. And then apply, make this auto layout. The spacing can be, like I mentioned, I like to use multiples of 8. So you could use 16, 24. Let's just make this 24 per our design. And now we have like our text designed already. For speed, I'll just copy these buttons that Opera has already done and just edit them to contain what we want, the titles we want for the CTAs. So this one is join our community. Do we have, okay. I'll change the setting to hog contents. The second one is donate to us. Oh no, this should be the donate to us one, because this is outlined. But are you guys following? Sorry, I'm
With you.
trying to work fast. So our contents. I think I want to increase the padding. Like I said, you play around with what looks good. I'll probably increase the padding for this because no feel. And then the stroke can be primary color. Okay, so we have our buttons. I'll increase the padding just so because I want them to look wider. For the hero section, it's fine to keep the padding little, but for here, I want them looking more prominent so the users can see it. So I'm increasing that to 32. I'll just swap the positioning of the primary and the secondary buttons. This 44. We can make the buttons bigger. Like I said, we could do 56 or it's up to you really. Me, I prefer bigger buttons. So we want this to be 48. So we can just fix the height, change to 48 over here. Do the same for this 48. And then we copy this to our frame. So we have that done already now. Now for our image, I've already, let's assume, like I said, I'm taking this design from when I've already planned ahead what I'm going to do. So let's say I want to do something like this circle thing. What do? I'll just get the shape. Assuming this is the space I want to use, I would already calculate that, oh, I'm going to have like the outline stroke. So my circle should be smaller than this. I already have my image, so straight to filling the shape with the image. So we have this. Okay. Now it's working on like the other extra styling. So if this circle is 434 by 434, I will just copy this and remove the fill, of course. Add a stroke. If this is 434 by 434, of course, I know that the outlining stroke has to be larger. So I'll just increase this and then play around with my stroke style. So you can change this from solid to dash, and you can play around with how dashed you want your lines to be with this dash entry. So let's put 10. I think this works for now. Like I said, it's typically an iterative process. So you'll be making changes along the line. Tomorrow you may come now and see this and not really feel the design. So don't be too hard on yourself. So we have this.
Sorry, I want to ask a question. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So before, I think we talked about laws and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like based on the whole ignite your passion or whatever is there,
Yeah.
and the like font and the text that is beneath it exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Mm.
like isn't there supposed to be like different in like spacing so as to show okay the texts are grouped together and it's like a bit separate from the buttons itself.
It's not really at the end of the day is your discretion, but there isn't really any distinct difference. To me, they are grouped together. I prefer them grouped together because you after igniting your passion, you've read about the next thing to do. The next thing I want you to do is click on the button. But at the end of the day, like I said, is your discretion. The styling is completely up to you. As long as you show that these things are related, you can decide you want to keep these two grouped. For example, 24, and maybe you will now make this 48. It's up to you. It doesn't really change much. But for me, like the logic behind it is after reading it, I want you the next thing you do is to take the action. Whether it's 48 pixels or 24 pixels is up to the designer to determine. That's not really like a determining factor.
It's not an issue, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not going to stop the user from seeing it. Yes.
Okay,
So
I think let me
Yes.
clarify Nelson more on that particular question. So when you're talking about grouping a particular content or elements together because of similarities. Now, Miss Emike, can you scroll to the actual page, like to the design? Scroll down again. Yeah, this page now, if you can that's too far, too much. To the point where we have some outline boxes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
these
yeah.
ones. Now you can see these contents, these meaningful connections, collaborate, project, non-stop, access, and community. Because they are of the same shape and because they are grouped together, you know, okay, they actually mean the same thing. They are family. So if I have meaningful connection here, collaboration here, non-stop here, access here, then this community support, even though it is still under why join us, and how come I have it somewhere further below, you might think it is not actually part of the why join us. You might think it's something else entirely because it's not part of the group. So having having some kind of elements grouped is just for this purpose, and it's not like just like this one is button, this one is test. It's very, very obvious that a button is there from a test. So you can that kind of law you said can be applied, can be best applied in this kind of situation.
Scenario.
Do you
Yeah.
get?
So this is just like a styling decision. It's up to the designer to decide that. Okay, so now we'll just add like maybe like the extra things we want. So of course we have an image of like an enthusiastic person that we are saying, come and join us. And what again, maybe we'll say, oh, this looks too plain. Let's add some things, some elements around. Let's add something like settings, brain, computer. I'm just I'm just speaking from the perspective of somebody who has already decided what they want to do. So please know that it's not this easy to just come up with these ideas. You would have to brainstorm. That's why I said ideally you should have like a mood board and different things you're picking inspiration from. When you're doing your projects, you will do that anyway. So no worries. So now we've gotten all our styling elements. So now I'll just place them how I want, the positions I want them to be. Is there any question? Okay, obviously not. Okay, so I can see this, our stroke is sort of like a gradient, so we can just do that. So can pick our colors here. I think the second one is our yellow, so just apply that. So yeah, now we would group everything in this section. Command G, Command G. I think I want this a little bigger. So, and this Command G. So now we have both our image section and our CTA. So now we can make this a frame. So Shift A and what's the padding for this? 96, 96. So we will just come here, maybe fix this width as 1440 with 96 pixels as our horizontal padding, and then we centralize it. So now, and then for the space, we can make it auto so that the picture is aligned to the rightmost part of the frame and the text is aligned to the leftmost part of the frame, so that it's consistent with our header. So where this join us ends is also where the image ends. Where the logo begins is also where our text begins. Is there any question? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Sorry, I can.
Okay.
Like, can you
And
like
now,
show me exactly how
what?
you like framed the image area? Was it like you just picked them up and like, framed it?
Okay, so for the image, because it's like there are lots of placements that are not, what's the word now? Let's just
You
say
can
they're
like
not.
use
So I
auto
didn't use
layout.
auto layout, even though there's a way you can use auto layout with this. There's something called absolute positioning in auto layout. You can do that, but I feel like that's just too complicated for something this simple. So I just grouped it, and after grouping, I did the normal Shift A with the text and set
Okay.
my padding. Yeah, so it was
All
pretty
right.
straightforward. So now we can now maybe say, okay, we want.
But sorry, Mr. Mike,
Yes.
I thought Shift A is to add auto layouts now, isn't it?
Yes, Shift A is to add auto layout.
Okay.
To group is Command G.
Control
So
G for window.
yes. So I'm talking about the auto layout I applied to the text and the image section to make the entire hero section. So now we can, what I would typically do is maybe like things that I want the user's attention drawn to, I would color in a
Mr.
different
Mike,
color. Yes.
yeah, the images you added to the Eclipse for the circle, like the brain, the computer, and the settings. You got it
Yes.
from plugin, right?
I got it from the file already. So, Purpose, can you answer? But things like that you can typically get from there's this site as I use SVG repo. There are also plugins. Yes, you could use plugins as well, but most times you can also download these things. So you can do Icons 8, SVG repo. There are numerous resources online you could get such from. The important thing is to have your ideas already so that you just know, oh, I'm sourcing for the resources. There are lots of tricks that designing over time will give you. That's when you will find out things like you could like a website and you want to pick styles from them. That's when you will use plugins like, sorry, is it plugins they call them? Those things on websites. You could use plugins like what's fonts. That's how you could
Extension.
see what fonts was extensions. Yes, you could find so you could use things like what fonts, where you could see what fonts was used on the site you like. You could copy the fonts. You will see things like SVG grabber. So if I go on a site and I like maybe certain icons they use, I could use SVG grabber to have access to all those icons. You have extensions like CSS Pipa. CSS Pipa shows you exactly how a site was built. You see their grids, you see the colors, you see the assets. These are things that you will learn over time as a designer. So you don't really have to stress so much about finding everything because there are numerous ways to doing those. You could even inspect elements on a website and see all their resources, their images and everything, and you can be inspired as you please. The main point is just that in the absence of all those things, you should still have the skills to do these things from scratch. But if we are being very realistic in the real world working scenario, lots of times you will have to devise means to pick inspiration from different designs and then find different ways to get the resources. So don't limit yourself to just, oh, it's only through plugins I would source for assets. There are multiple ways to do that. The important thing is knowing how to combine all those assets, regardless of how you source for them. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we've done the basic section. After that, we will just do something very quick to show our trusted partners. The idea behind it is, okay, you've shown the user, you've given the user an idea of what they can do. You've given them prompts to join you. Now, just give them more trust in your products by just showing them, oh, these other people trust us, so they've worked with us. So that's the logic behind this. Like I said, you could use different approaches. It's up to you as the designer. But there should be some structure to your design and reasons why certain sections follow other sections. So this is our trusted partners. Change this to our primary color. And for this one, we want it centralized. So I'll just change the alignment to center. And then we can enlarge this as we please. This should be to fill container. We've already decided we want it centralized, so we'll centralize this and then work on the section with our client. So you could get the logos of whoever you've worked with. And for this, we have this. Does anyone need me to go through how to put this in a frame?
No, no, no. I don't think so.
Okay, so sorry, it's because of our time. I'm trying to work really fast. 1440 minus 96 on both sides is 1248. So now we can frame this together. Let's do 40. And then we centralize this. So yeah, now we can choose to space this. Maybe let's do 80. I don't know why, I just like multiples of 8. So just like that, we've worked on our hero section for our site. So is there any question? Okay, I don't think there's any question. Mr. Ofe, do you have anything to add?
No. Any questions so far, guys? Okay, we are 24 on this call together with me and Miss Emike. Frankly, Alpha, good evening. I'm just seeing you. Any question? Frankly, are you there? Francis Faith, any question?
Yes, yes, I'm here. I missed a ton of what she taught because I just joined practically. My network was really bad today. But yeah, again, I'll go through the video
All right.
after the class and see how I can catch up.
All right then. I'm Prebone. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name right. I've never heard your voice before. I'm Prebone, are you here?
Yes, I'm Preachum Emmanuel.
I can hear you.
I'm Preachum Emmanuel.
I'm Preform Emmanuel. You Ghanaian?
Yeah, a Ghanaian.
Wow, that's nice. That name sounds familiar. So any question?
No question.
Are you
I'm
sure?
okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Akimbamiri
Yeah.
Taiwo,
I'm very-
are you there?
Yes,
Any question? Where's
none for
Press?
now.
Is Pressed on this call?
Yes, I am.
Good evening, what's up? Any question?
At all, no questions.
All right, so do you guys like us to call it a night or continue and continue further with this design? Because basically we just want to cover the navigation bar and the hero section today, which is what we have done. But since there's no question and everybody's kind of understanding and enjoying the flow, do you think we should continue? Oluwatosin, you have a question?
Sorry,
Edda,
uh, yeah.
okay.
I have basically I joined late actually. I joined the class late. But for the navigation bar, I'm seeing, the other time we talked about responsiveness,
Yes,
which means auto layout and the rest of it.
yes,
This basically this is a web design, right?
yes.
So if you adjust the size to a mobile, with that navigation bar, will it adjust as well?
Yeah, definitely it's going to adjust based on the settings. But like I said, it is not like 100% kind of transitioning from web to mobile. That's not responsive. That's not what responsiveness basically does. So we still have for example, you still have to manually adjust some text and put them in for mobile now. That's when you now have a menu called the hamburger menu. So all those stuff that look like 3 lines. So if you click on it, you see that's when you now see your home, the remaining serene that is there. That's when you will now see it. But that thing it will disappear. But the responsiveness for this one particularly, it's going to work for tab, yeah, because tab can still contain some other text at the depending on the screen size of the tablet though. If you are using 1200, it's going to still work for it. But for mobile, definitely you are going to eliminate all those home, about us, and all those blah 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 blah. So it will now be under your hamburger menu.
Right.
Do you get that?
I get it. I
All right.
got it.
Okay. Oluwatosin. Oluwatosin, are you there? Ade Adejayo. Adejayo. Folashade, are you there? See, I'm calling you guys' name now. If I drop attendance and I'll see some names that are not even I'm calling and they are not responding there, I will remove it though.
I am there. Oh, I am here. I am here.
Is that Tosin?
I can hear you.
That's
I
Folashade
can.
now.
No, that's Folashade.
All right. Folashade, any question?
Yes.
Any questions so far?
Nope. No questions. No questions. Thank you so much. No questions.
All right. Who else? Francis Faith, any question?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, who is that? Is that
What's going on
Faith?
my network? Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hello?
I can hear you
Ah,
now. Who is that?
Jesus Christ. My
Oh,
network.
I guess she can't hear us. Oh, that's bad.
That is Tosin.
That's Tosin. Which of the Tosin?
Yes.
Can't even hear you.
Adejayo.
Okay,
My
Adejayo. Okay, oh, we can hear you if you can hear us too. Oh,
Okay. So it's my network. It has been doing anyhow since. I've actually been
Don't
hearing.
worry, I've replied for you.
I've actually been hearing when you called me, even when I raised up my hand.
yeah,
I
you
was
raised up your
replying, but
hand. I saw that.
yes, I wanted you were calling people name. I noticed you've always been calling people name. You don't call my name. So today I just like let me see, maybe it's even showing I'm present. That's why I raised my hand. So when I see you called my name, I just felt I should not bother again.
Oh, yeah, please, brother. Any question?
No, no question, no question.
For you, are you sure?
Yes, yes, no question.
Okay. So that's just that. Attendance, right? Let me do that.
Mr. Payem,
Yes, sir. Brother
these
Bright.
tools, these tools that you listed, like the CSS picker, the SVG grabber, and the color picker.
Yes, sir.
If you have it, do you require light pen to use it, or how does it work?
Light pen.
License, he said.
Oh, license. Oh,
No, light pen, not license.
light pen.
Yes.
What's
Okay,
light pen?
can I show you? Let me just give a demo of how I use
All right, please,
SVG
thank you.
Grabber,
Thank you.
CSS Piper, and what do they call the other one? What do I have? What's one? I don't think I have what's ones installed on my Chrome. These things are Chrome plugins. I don't know if they have them for other browsers. So let me share this. Can I share? Let me share this screen instead, right?
You can actually see your
Yes.
Chrome.
Oh, you can see my Chrome. Oh, I was thinking
Yeah.
it's only the one I.
No, we
Okay,
can see the
so
new tab.
let's go to what sites now? Can somebody suggest a site off the top of their head? Okay, let's do Flutterwave. Yes, let's do Flutterwave.
Mr. Nike, you're always mentioning
Money.
mobile app. You like money. Oh.
Who will like money, my dear? Don't you like money? Okay, so can you see the Flutterwave website? Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so
Yes, we
let's
can.
say I want to see how they design their sites. First thing I will do is, so I already have this extension, so I will just recommend you guys get them as well. It's as easy as just Googling them. You'll be directed to the extension store and then you add to your browsers. So you can see I have image downloader, I have SVG grabber, I
Can't
have
see you.
CSSP. Oh, I don't think sharing the screen allows me show all these
Yeah,
things.
it doesn't.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
do
let
you
me
have?
take a
I'm
I'll
coming.
take a
Do you have?
screenshot.
Can you pin? Can you pin them to your this thing? I don't know for Mac,
Okay.
but for for Android, I want to say Android. For Windows, rather.
Can you see anything? Can you see it?
Let me see.
Can you see it
Yeah, we
on
can
like
see now.
this
We can
small?
see. We can see.
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that too. Thank you for that. So now I have these extensions pinned. So this is CSS Picker. If you see it, when I hover on it, it says show me the styles. This is SVG grabber, get all the SVGs from his site. This is image downloader, get all the images from his site. This is another one, is for work. So I've come to this site. I like the site. I want to see how they designed it. The first, I will go to SVG grabber. Sorry, I'll go to CSS Picker. CSS Picker, like the name implies, shows you the CSS styling of the site. So can you see what is it showing? Can you guys see this? now that I've clicked on it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can see
So
something.
now, when I select the fonts, it shows me the fonts. This font is Milik font, sans serif. The size is 80 pixels. The line height is 86 pixels. I can see the letter spacing. I can see the styling. If I select this other font, it's showing me this is moderate font, it's 22 pixels. I can, if I touch the button, it's showing me that the button is 61 pixels. The font for the button is 16 pixels. You get the idea. It's showing me everything. Showing me even the font colors used, the colors. So that's CSS paper. You can play around with it. I can see, for example, now what do they call this thing? The navigation. I'm clicking on it. I can already see the padding. The navigation is 152 by 77. So the height is 77 pixels. It has 30 pixels padding above it. By the sides is 2020. I can already see all of that. I can see that between each of these ones, they use 16 pixel spacing
And
between each of the.
also, sorry to cut you short. Also, you can see as you click on that enterprise, you see the box that is actually showing. That means that's whatsoever area that you actually click on that particular. Look at the enterprise, the SME. It's not just text like it is in a frame.
But
You can see
yeah,
that too.
it's
So I think I
actually
made
like
emphasis
a
on that.
button.
Yeah.
It's a button. It
Actually,
actually has padding around it. And if you click on it, you can see that it has 12 pixels padding by the sides and 10 pixels padding above and below. So you can just use all this to guide you when you are doing your own design. So that's for CSS paper. On your own, you can play around with it and see what it can really do for you. So SVG grabber now, I've selected SVG grabber. Now you can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so by just clicking SVG grabber on his site, I have access to all the SVGs used. I can see their logo, all the random SVGs they used, all the logos of their clients, the flags that are on their site. Every SVG on this page, I have access to it now by just using SVG grabber. And I even have a button to download all the SVGs. So if I like anything here, maybe I'll change it to my brand colors, maybe, or I'll play around with it to give me something I like. It's as easy as just copying it or downloading it. I go on my Figma and I paste it. It's that simple. Which other one? Image downloader. Image downloader, you have access to all the images used on his site. So whether it's PNG or SVG, I have all the access and I can download. There's another one, what font. I don't have what fonts here, but if you have CSS paper, you don't really need what fonts because CSS paper shows you everything. It shows you even the fonts. What fonts focuses on the fonts used on his site, so you can see the font and all of that. I'm sure there are a lot more extensions that will help. These ones are just the most basic ones. So do your research, find out about extensions. They are very helpful when you're looking for inspiration from other sites. So that's that. Any question? Is there any question? Okay.
No.
Hello.
Sorry. So I saw something earlier, like you know the way you mark stuff now, yeah. So I tried applying it to like a GIF, so as like anytime the text is like on prototype mode or like play mode, like the text will show like the GIF itself as the text. So like, is there any way to do that like bro, like in just a frame for like videos in Figma? Because I don't think I've actually checked that out yet.
I don't really understand your question, but it
No.
sounds like something you can do from like making a component. So you said you want when the text is hovered on, you want there to be like a GIF effect, right? Am I
No,
correct?
not really. So like basically now, you know the way you have your Ignite, your hero section frame. If we had to make it just like one video just playing, like maybe a car like moving, like a video, how do we proceed?
So instead of the image, you want it to be a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, Figma supports videos. You can make this a frame and fill it with a video. The only thing is you can't make the video in Figma, or you are limited to the type of videos you can make in Figma. There are like some extensions I use, some plugins I have for videos. I think Lottie Files is one. So Lottie Files allows you import videos like shots, GIFs, and all of that. But if you want something really elaborate, you probably have to do that yourself. So that's why they say it's good for designers to now to use things like After Effects and for all those gang effects. But if it's something very basic you want to do, you can do it on Figma, but like I said, it's basic. If you want something really elaborate, you will have to work on the video outside of Figma, and then you just import it into your frame.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other question?
Sorry, please excuse me.
Yes.
The CSS slipper, or what are you
Keeper.
calling it?
Keeper,
What
CSS
did you say?
Keeper. Don't worry, I think let me just drop the names of these extensions in the chat so that you guys can always check them out yourselves when you feel like. I'll just drop
Okay,
it.
I wanted to ask, like, how did you like get them on that site on your?
Okay.
I already
It's
have them
MK.
installed.
It's MK.
Yeah.
Can you please try install a plugin that you don't have? Something like Go Full
Okay,
Page.
I'll do what font?
All
Which
right, do
one?
what fonts?
SVG Grabber. What's the last one?
Image downloader.
Let me download that, yeah. Okay, so I'll just show how I get extensions. So say, for example, can you guys see my Google like the screen?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So say I want, maybe I've heard of this extension, what font that allows me get any font. So I'll just Google it, what font. By the time you're already typing it, you will see the prompt, what font Chrome extension. Once I go there, I've Googled it, I've seen search results have come out. So I'll click on this one. It's a Google extension, so don't worry about it being like a virus or anything. Make sure, as long as it's on from the Chrome Play Store. I don't know about Safari and all other browsers having it. It's Chrome I know about. So I can see this Chrome Web Store.
Microsoft
Immediately,
Edge
all
has
like
it too.
me, I don't use Microsoft Edge. Depending on your browser, just check. So once you just ensure that it is from the actual web store, you will just see a prompt, add to Chrome. Once I add it, you get like a prompt. Are you sure you want to add what fonts, blah, blah, blah. Yes, add extension. And automatically, I have it. So I can go back to this site now, for example, this send money site. There's this icon for extensions. Once I click on it, I will see what font now. Now I can pin it. So can you see this F icon?
Yes.
That's what is that simple. I've added it now. Now I can use what fonts. So now, what the hell is this not working well? This what font is not okay. Now use it on when you click on extension. Yeah. So now if I'm using what font, why is it not working well now? It's supposed to show the font when I hover on it, but you shall get, okay, yeah, now can you see it's working? So now I'm checking this font, it's showing me that this is Milik, whatever. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, so if I come to this one, it's showing me is moderate. So that's just the idea. You get the gist about how to add extensions.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Miss Eminike,
welcome.
a quick one. Miss Eminike, a quick one.
Yes.
From this what funds, they send money to anyone of business globally showing Miliki. Then this
Yes.
process payout globally 30 currencies showing moderate.
Yeah.
But during our classes, I don't know if it was you or Okpe that said we should make sure that all our accounts, like for all I know that we'll be using plus Jakarta sounds.
No. No, that's not true because if you're even aware, there are even like font combinations that they will say, oh, these fonts work well together. You can pair fonts. The important thing is you make sure they work well together. Like I
Brother
won't
Bright,
use
I think Brother Bright have heard wrongly. What was actually discussed in class then is you should use fonts of minimum of two. It is very ideal for you to use three or for you to use four, but make sure that if you it is best practice for you to use font styles that different fonts that is just two in a particular design. When your font is getting up to three or four, it's getting too
there's no
cumbersome.
consistency.
It's not making
The important thing is you establish consistency. So if I decide I'm using two fonts, the logical thing to do is one font should be for my body text and
one for
one should
you.
be for
That's
type.
exactly what was said in class, Brother Bright. Go and watch your video again.
All right, all right, all right.
Nobody asked you
Okay.
not to use two fonts. So
This is even two fonts. This are actually even before he changed it, there were two fonts actually. So there's nothing wrong with combining fonts. Just make sure that it looks good and the fonts pair well together. Okay, is there any other question? Okay, I think we can call it a night now. Thank you,
yeah.
everyone.
Thank you, Miss Emike.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Miss Emike.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Boss Sope.
thank you
Our
so
fight could
much.
soon start
Thank
to Boss
you,
Sope.
Thank you.
Miss MK. Thank
Nothing fight for
you,
what is that?
Mr. Well.
Like
Um,
for like
Thank you
three
guys
Press.
so
three
much.
thousand years now, I've been asking you for playlist. You've not answered me. So our fight will start very
you
soon.
don't need playlist for Spotify now. Just go and play your daily mix. It's going to
Daily mix up.
yeah.
Yeah, now let me
Press.
enter Spotify. No wahala.
Just go and play your daily mix. My playlist expires. Like sometimes I will just like this one, and sometimes I'll just now I'm feeling the song in the next 2 weeks. It's already old song. That's just the thing.
No wahala. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right, night, night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Good
Thank you so
night,
much.
everyone, and thank you
Good
so
night,
much for tonight.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Miss Emike.
Mr. Emike, can you please stop sharing your screen? I want to play music. Miss Emike, I said Mr. Pardon me, please. Close. Francis Faith. Victorious Queen Esther. Queen Esther, it's been a while we heard your voice. What happened? You rarely talk nowadays. Queen Esther, are you on this? Can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's up?